This is our Term 2 homeschool update. Hi, if you are new around here, my name is Christine and I am a homeschooling mama of 3 kiddos, and we're in our 3rd year of homeschooling. So exciting times. I'm officially homeschooling 2 of them, and then my preschooler, who is 3 years old, is just kind of tagging along with everything. But I love homeschool. I love all things homeschool. I'm a 2nd generation homeschooler, and so if you're interested in homeschool content, that is what I share here. So go ahead and subscribe. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how our 2nd term of homeschool went for 2022. So just to clear a couple things up, because I always get questions about this, in New Zealand, which is where I live, our school year runs from February through till December. I don't follow the school year exactly, but we do follow it in that sort of sequence. So we're not starting like midway through the calendar year like they do in, the US and other places. So we're in our 2nd term. And we're going into our 3rd term. And the way that we do it is we have 6-week terms with a 1-week break in between, and then a nice big long break over our summer. So that is how I planned it. That's how we did it last year. And it worked so well that we're definitely doing it again this year. And I like to just give you a little synopsis of how the term went, because I know a lot of you enjoy that. Any changes we made, that kind of stuff. So if you want to see our update for our term 1, I'll link that for you here, and you can go check that out first. But we're on to term 2. Term 2 flew by. I feel like it just went by really, really fast, and I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe there were quite a few public holidays in our 2nd term. There was Easter, and so there were quite a few days off, which kind of jigged with our schedule quite a bit, and I had to kind of catch up. But we were busy in term 2. It was a really busy term, and I was looking forward to this week of break. I was just feeling the need for it. And we've been renovating. So that's another thing that kind of disrupted our days quite a bit. But I'll talk about all that. So as far as school went, it went very, very well. Our curriculum was working really well. I did make one change with my daughter Annie, which I'll talk to you about in a little bit. But in general, our subjects were really good. We didn't change anything too much. We did drop a couple of things, and it wasn't intentional. I never got organized at the end of the last term, and so when we went into term 2, I wasn't organized, and then things just got busy, and it was a lesson that I had to learn for myself, because if it's not organized before the term starts, it's probably not going to happen. Hands up if you're the same. Because once we're into the swing of things, my days are just so busy, I just lose the motivation to prep curriculum during term. And so those 2 things were picture study and composer study. We just didn't get to them, and it's not that I don't like them or I don't enjoy them or the kids don't enjoy it. I just didn't get to it. And so those were a couple things that we didn't get to. And then our schedule did change a bit. So last term I talked about how we didn't join. I don't want to say joined because it's not like a formal group, but we have been attending a homeschool group. And even that sounds too formal. It really is just a group of friends that we've just settled into, and we get on really well. Our kids are all similar ages, and we just have very similar, morals and life focus and all that kind of stuff. And so we've been enjoying each other's company, and we've been trying to get together at least once a week. And so on a Tuesday, I have been planning our school day so that we do a couple of group subjects, and that's mainly just scripture memory and our read aloud. And then I have really scaled back on what the kids are doing academically on a Tuesday. So they usually only do math or language arts. They don't do both on a Tuesday. So I just pick one of each, and I alternate the weeks for that. And then Jack does spelling, and Annie might do a page of handwriting, and that's it for a Tuesday. Because Tuesday, we usually are out the house around mid-morning, and then we're gone till past lunchtime. And we just go to playground or the skate park or whatever, and the kids play, and we mums catch up and enjoy each other's company. And that is what Tuesdays are for. It's for socializing. It's for having fun. And I say it's our PE. It's physical education. The kids are on their scooters or bikes playing on the playground for like a good solid couple hours at least. And so that is what our Tuesdays have been dedicated to. And so I did like switch around our schedule to accommodate that. So we really are only doing 3 like full days of school now a week, because I still try very much to reserve Fridays as just like a household catch-up day for us. And so we don't do any academics on a Friday if I can at all help it. But because there were so many public holidays during this last term, I did kind of have to do things here and there as we could. There was no sickness though, and that was a massive blessing, because it seemed like last year at the end of every term we'd come down with something. And so it was really nice not to have that this term. This week on our break, we had a little bit of sickness today specifically, but I'm thinking it's going to be short-lived. And so that's a blessing. So no major like huge life events, which again, I'm thankful for. Last year was full of those, and I've had enough. Like, I just want tame life at the moment would be really lovely. We did do a lot of socializing in our second term, and I came to the realization, because I was feeling so burnt out, that as much as I love it, because I really do genuinely enjoy it, my introverted self was just exhausted. Like, I can go out and socialize, but then I get nothing done in my house the rest of the day because I'm just exhausted. And so I'm going to have to like try to just balance that out a little bit. And I mean, honestly, part of that was just getting to know people and helping people out with some things. And I wanted to do all of that. It's not going to be so much like that going forward. So a lot of it was just like one-off stuff. So that's fine. I will be scaling back a little bit in that regard, because yeah, my introverted self needs some quiet days at home. And we were going out like almost every day of the week. And if you know me, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know I am not someone who has done that. Usually it's like once a week and we're good. But as the kids are getting older, you know, they have friends and activities, and it's easier to get out of the house with them. So it's not such a daunting task as it was when they were little babies and toddlers. So anyway, lots of socializing in term 2. Schedule changes a little bit. Curriculum stayed fairly the same, except for my daughter Annie. Now, Annie is in kindergarten, and I say that with quotation marks because in homeschooling, it's like, it's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I pick what suits my child, not necessarily what grade level they're in, you know what I mean? But technically, she would be in kindergarten, or if you're in New Zealand, she would be in year 1. So, we started out the year using All About Reading, which is what I used with my son, and I was very pleased with this. It worked very, very well for him. He has a little bit of dyslexia going on, although a lot of that has gotten better as he's gotten older. He still has got some things, but nothing too crazy. So this was what he needed, though. He needed like a really black and white program that just taught him what he needed to know, that walked through learning how to read very step by step and systematically. And I needed that too. I mean, it was my first child I was teaching how to read. We started with The Good and the Beautiful. I love The Good and the Beautiful curriculum. I do not love their level K. Their old version. The new one that they're coming out with, I am very, very, very eager to have a look at, because it looks like they've addressed all the pain points that I had with it. And so I will definitely be coming to you with a review once they have released that. And that's supposed to be coming out next month in June. So I'm not planning on using it with any of my kids until my youngest is in kindergarten. And that won't be for a couple of years. So it'll just be like an overview. All right, that was a little bit of a tangent that I went on. But we started the year with this, and it was going okay-ish. And then we just started stalling. And it wasn't because she wasn't learning. It was just she was not looking forward to this. Like when I pulled it out, she was like, oh, do we have to do that one? We're also using Ready to Read from Gather Round, and she did enjoy that. But to me, it's not a comprehensive reading program at all. It's kind of more something that you supplement with. I I do really like that curriculum though for that. I think it's really fun to do if you want to do like a gentle kindergarten curriculum. So I hemmed and hawed about what to do for Annie. Annie is a very different learner to her older brother. She has always been, like, she's got great fine motor skills. She loves to color. She literally spends hours a day coloring in. Like, I have bits of paper all over my house, and yeah, like, don't let her catch you throwing anything out. You'll be in trouble. Anyway, she is very artistic. She loves workbooks. She loves, like, when you ask her to answer you something, she will, like, draw it in the air. That is how her brain works. And so as much as All About Reading is a phenomenal reading program, it doesn't have the same artistic flair that she was really craving. This is very much like hands-on. There's, like, no writing in this, and she wants to write. Like, she will ask to do handwriting and things like that. And so what I ended up switching her over to is Becca. And I'm not going to go too much into this now because I'm planning on doing a bit of a comparison video and why we switched video, like more in depth. I didn't get the entire program. So I got the workbook, and I got the phonics readers, and I got the handbook for reading. And we're kind of doing a hybrid version of Becca Level K. So far, it was going really, really well. She loves it. It is everything that I needed it to be for her. And I got the idea of, like, doing it more hybrid from another homeschool mama here on YouTube. I think it's a practical homeschool or a practical homeschooler. I can't remember her channel name. I will go ahead and link to her here though, because her videos were incredibly helpful, and I was very, very grateful for them as I was, like, reviewing things. I did Abeka as a child and I loved it, but I know that Abeka can be, like, workbook heavy, and I was getting away from, like, the dry feeling. I wanted fun and colorful and everything, and so far this is working perfectly for her. The lessons are really short and she can get through quite a bit. So I think she will be able to transition nicely to the Good and the Beautiful Level 1 next year from this. We'll see how that goes. But that is the change that I made, like the bigger change as far as curriculum goes in our term 2. And I'm hoping to use that for the rest of the year for her because it seems to be working well. But aside from that, really nothing too crazy happened. We have been renovating. I got a bee in my bonnet about doing over our kitchen, and so I painted the cabinets, we put on new bench tops, and I've been tiling the backsplash in the kitchen, and it's been chaos. It's always chaos when we're renovating in our home. We've basically done the entire house now, but we don't have a lot of, like, space to renovate. So, like, we had kitchen cabinet doors all over our living room. Like, we were, like, living in this much of the living room for about a week. And so I'm thrilled with the result. It's looking beautiful, and it was a very cost-effective renovation, but that has definitely disrupted our schedule again because Mama was focused on getting that done. But that's okay. The kids learned some great, skills with it all, and it didn't disrupt things too much. So yeah, that is our term 2 update. That's how things went. If you've got any questions for me, please leave them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.
If the world had more of your smile, what if the wind could spread your love? What if your sweetness could reach everyone? There'd be no war.